Welcome back to another episode of Who Am I to Judge podcast. I'm Alexis.
And I'm Samantha. Welcome back, everybody. We're sorry we've been away for a couple weeks. It's been a wild couple.
It's only been 2 weeks though.
That's a lot.
I know, but a couple makes it seem like it's longer than.
I mean,
two.
Couple is 2.
I think a couple 2 or more, right?
No, a few is 3 or more.
That's hilarious. I've literally never heard of that.
But that's what you say when you're in a couple. It's 2 of you.
That's true. That's true.
Anyways. But yeah, it's been a little while. We've had some major life updates. So Alexis, you are officially
I'm an aunt.
auntie.
I have a nephew.
We're so excited.
He's very, very, very cute.
He is so cute, y'all.
He sleeps.
He's perfect.
Eats, he cries a little. But he's great.
So cute,
this past week I've
haven't met him yet, but
I spent like a week in Maryland with we all stayed at Akila's house and just like basically stared at the baby.
I know. Full disclosure, we were like filming a video for y'all, and then the baby started coming.
Yeah, we were literally filming the day the baby was born, probably like an hour prior to like the pushing, and I was just like waiting by my phone, and then I was also picking up Mello from the groomers, and then the groomers called, so then we had to stop, so then we couldn't release that episode because we stopped mid-episode.
Yeah, we can maybe put it at the end of this or something.
Yeah, maybe. And then, because I feel like we talked about interesting stuff, and then it was like
it just was very abrupt stop. So.
And then it was like once I got back from the groomers, probably within 30 minutes, it was like Akila's about to push, and so then the whole day went from going to the hospital and everything, but
to the baby coming.
Yes, he is adorable, and so I'm literally now like I'm going to, and Akila's doing great. She's doing great. We're gonna go. I'm gonna try to go like once a month to see the baby, and so I'll probably be back 4th of July. But he's really cute, but I can't really make out who he looks like yet. Like he definitely has Daryl's eyebrows, the baby daddy's eyebrows, but. I'm like, as far as anything else, I have to see, but I think it's gonna look like Akila.
I know. I feel like he looks like I definitely obviously the eyebrows, but I do feel like he is looking like a Bigelow, like the bottom half of his face. He's so.
That's
cute.
what I said. I was like, he looks like a Bigelow.
He looks like a person. He's looking like a person more and more.
Every day he is, and yesterday he went to the doctor. He had his first like doctor's appointment, and today they went to the lactation consultant. So he's going out the house. He's living his life.
Little Aries is in the world.
Little Aries, now. I know he's adorable, seriously, and so I'm excited to see him again. And just like babies are so small, I feel like that's something you don't think about. I feel like in my mind when I think about a baby, I think about a baby that is like 6 months, 7 months. But I don't think about a baby that's like 4 days, and they're just like little things. Like he just like lays in your hand, and he's just like sitting there.
He is completely dependent on him,
right? Guys. He barely opens his eyes. Like it's just like it's very funny.
He's so cute, and then he's gonna become like a whole person.
I know, and then he's eventually gonna have a personality, and like it's just so funny.
And we did look at the birth chart.
Yes,
we immediately looked up the birth chart. He's gonna be a funny one.
He's gonna be hilarious. But yes, he
has that cute. Mars and Leo.
I think he looks like a Bigelow. Like the more and more I look at his picture, I'm like, I do think he's gonna look like Akila, but with Daryl's eyebrows. I think that's what's gonna happen, and like in the complexion of Daryl as well. I think he'll have.
Yeah, he's so beautiful. I need you to continue sending me pictures.
Of course.
But yeah, I've just been. Lord, living in America, trying to
what's
survive.
up with you?
Girl, just been working, luckily I scheduled myself off today because it is Juneteenth.
Yes.
Happy Juneteenth, everybody. It's crazy. I remember the Juneteenth last year. I'm like, were you wearing that same outfit last year?
I probably was. Now
this is your Juneteenth outfit.
It is. This has been relegated to like a house dress now. And it's funny because during last year it was like an actual like, oh, just put a caftan and go. Now it's like ripped in the front. It's
hilarious. Are you getting a Juneteenth present?
Oh my God. Let me text Julia. I'll ask her. Because that's actually a really good thing. It's like, am I getting a June, like, it's Juneteenth. Where is the present? Samantha acts on the pod.
Alexis, don't move. You're making me put the pressure on. Yeah.
Now you got to represent. Well, we'll see. Like today. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Well, later today, I'm going to the New York Liberty game with Courtney and Grace. And so maybe Julia will like give
jealous.
me. I know. It's going to be so fun. I'm excited to see, obviously, Grace and Courtney. And it's Courtney's first Liberty game. So it's going to be a good time.
Aw, Courtney in sports. But that's so awesome. Yeah, I was like, today, what was I going to ask you? Oh, yeah, I was going to say today's going to be like a chiller episode because we haven't really caught up since you've been home. And,
oh, my God. When I was home, I was just like not talking on the phone. I didn't see anybody. All I was doing was just hanging out with my family and being around Aries. And then oh, my God, I was going to say Julia came, and that was really fun because then she got to hang out with Aries.
I know. And I'm jealous, too, about that. I'm like, I want to meet Aries.
I know. You'll eventually meet him.
July 4th.
Yeah, I was going to say, probably. They're just waiting for him to get his, like, apparently the first shot he gets is, like, a shot for his immune system. And right now, like, I guess babies have none. So it's like, they're like, oh, you know, no one's really came over.
Jealous. Okay, I want to meet the baby too.
I know, little Aries. But I've been FaceTiming. Like yesterday, I called for FaceTime. This morning, I FaceTime Aries. I'm gonna FaceTime him later. But I want to get in the habit of FaceTiming him every day. I want to see him grow.
I know. I would do the same thing. What was I gonna say? That is Tonks back? Julia's dog?
No, Julia's on the road right now getting Tonks. Okay, so she'll be back later. So it's just me and
how far is New Hampshire from?
They meet in the middle in Connecticut, so
okay, that's
I'm assuming it's probably like maybe 3 hours. But that's not bad. It's traffic, apparently. It was so much traffic coming home, can I say? Also, I'm just exhausted. Like, that's another thing. I'm like you were Aries
waking up every couple of
Aries solidly begins his day at like 6 a.m. Like at 6 a.m. the lights are on, the TV's on, they're cooking breakfast, like they're talking, like the day has begun. And that was just like, and you know, I'm a morning person.
Yeah, I'm like, what time do you wake up, Alexis?
I usually wake up at 8. And so like, unless I have a workout class at 8. If I have a workout class at 8, then I would wake up at 7. But normally, the normal time me and Julia normally wake up is like 8:15. Okay. So like 6 a.m. is like earlier than even I would wake up for my workout class. So I was just like, oh my God. And that was like 3 days in a row. And then today I had a workout class at 8, so I could only wake up at 7. And so I'm just like, so like, I feel like I'm like, so just like, like I'm excited to sleep tonight, but it is what it is. You had an eventful, I feel like, week. Maybe you didn't. I don't know, actually.
I didn't. I was just, I really didn't have an eventful week. I watched the last London show on TikTok.
Can I say something about that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, well, let's get to it. This, I do want to put Beyoncé on trial for a second because I feel like just after seeing all of the London shows, I don't understand why she didn't come harder with the costumes in the US. And part of me thinks maybe like she didn't have access to these costumes that she's wearing now, or they weren't ready or something. Because I'm like, she has come like hard in London. Like every outfit is like, seems like it's like blowing. It's exactly what I thought she was gonna give us, like fur jackets, like a, you know, the eagle on thing. Like, you know, I was expecting all of that. And I just can't like reiterate enough how disappointed I was when I saw that like white outfit the first day in LA, because I was expecting like the fur jacket level for our first time seeing her. And then I feel like in the US it was kind of kept to like a little like, not, it wasn't ugly, but just kind of like outfits that I could imagine in my mind. And I love when she pushes my thinking and I'm like, oh, I didn't even think about that. And I feel like London had like look after look after look.
I mean, I guess I expect, because even with Renaissance, like I feel like it didn't start out like I'm blown away, but by the end it was like, oh shit, like, you know, like we got the pink outfit, blah blah blah. So like, I don't know, I have seen like And I've heard people say, like, I'm never going to, like, the first show because it's just, like, she's getting warmed up. And I do think that
even my show, like, she did good. The gold outfit was cute, but I'm like, it wasn't on it. None of the outfits she had in the US were on the ground, like on the same level as the London ones.
But I think, again, it was like building up. Like, I do feel like literally in New York, like from your night to my night, I could see the difference. And then when she went to London, it was like
she took off.
Just went back up.
Took off.
Yeah, so I'm just
the outfits are just so good.
And so now she's gonna be back in Houston. I think the outfits are gonna be great.
She has to come hard for Houston. I'm sorry, like that has to be DC. The standard, especially Houston though, because I feel like we're in the South now, bitch. Like we're talking rodeo culture. Like you need to give us everything.
And I think, I mean, I don't know what the weather is like in London, but also I think like the weather has been just such a weird, I don't know, the weather has been crazy this like time around. Like I feel like when she was in the States, like she probably didn't expect it to be as cold and rainy.
Yeah, she definitely was getting cold and rainy places.
And then it was like, okay, get the fur coats. Like, you know, like it was like, I don't know. And I do think proximity, I do think that there is people, which is so kind of cool if you think about it. Like, there's people that are working on costumes right now for Houston. You know, it's just like thinking about like what's happening in the background. And so it's just like, yeah, I think especially when you're getting into Europe, like you get to London, like it's way easier to transport those fashion houses that are there, you know. So, and maybe she's going to be picking them up while she's there for Houston, like, you know what I mean? So I don't know, but I hear what you're saying, but I guess I just, at this point, especially with these three, like with Renaissance and now this one, like she takes a second to get.
I'm gonna need her to come harder next time because I'm like
get in that mode.
Like I just for Act 3, Beyoncé, start working on the outfits now.
Yeah, I'm just like, come hard out the gate.
Exactly, out the gate. I want spikes, I want color, I want leather.
I mean, there's so much you can do with this. There's so much. I think that one will be, you know, I think that again, I think the designers, like, they have to even feel and like, okay, what are we doing? Like, what's the weather? What's it giving? And then it's like, all right, let's fucking go.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you. What was I gonna ask you? Oh yeah, did I send you that thing that was like, oh yeah, I did send it to you. It was, I don't know if you watched it, but he was talking about how, like, the Act 3, like all 3 acts are probably going to be like a movie with Jordan Peele and like his
and I
company.
told you we talked about that.
I don't remember that.
We talked about that like maybe 3 weeks ago. Like I talked about how there was a rumor, but also like quotes from different people that have worked on the project being like, oh yeah, she's been working with Jordan Peele for the last like 3 years basically on like a visual project, and that it is really definitely coming out, and that it's some of the like, and I know that like the people who worked on the Cowboy Carter part, it was like this white woman, she was saying it was some of the most beautiful like visuals, like I guess they're in like the South, like beautiful like visuals she's ever like done herself. And so I say that to say, yes, I knew it was with Jordan Peele. This was something that I feel like came out during the like Renaissance
I do remember
time.
Remember like sprinklings of it, but then like when he put it all in the video and then like pointed out the stuff from the tours, like, you know, just like the little details, and I'm just like, oh my god, what is something crazy is about to happen? Like, this is gonna blow our minds.
I actually thought about that the other day, where I was just like, she's about to talk about like, you know, when it was like world stop, like I stopped the world, like that, the day
it's gonna be giving
like no one has ever done this, where they will release 3 albums, withhold all the visuals, and then give you the full project, everything leading into the next.
In the movies.
Yes, I was like, no one has ever done that. Like, this is going to be another one of those, like, I dropped the album without any promo. Like I dropped visuals for 3 different albums that came out 4 years ago. It's going to be a cultural moment. And I was literally thinking like, I cannot wait. And I hope to God it lives on Netflix or something that so people can continue to go to it.
Better.
Because
we're not doing that anymore.
And
we will come and get it.
Yes. Okay? And it made me think that I actually don't think it'll be in theaters. I actually think it might be in Netflix because remember she did that. She did it because I feel like with AMC, it takes a while for things to eventually get there. But I feel like she has that deal with Netflix. She's already done her thing.
I'm here for it. And it might be 3 films.
Yes, it might be 3 films.
It might be literally like how you click on a season or a series and you watch 3 things.
Yes, like literally, I don't know what you would call it, but act whatever it's titled, then act 1, act 2, act 3. Like seasons, that would be really cool. And like that, we're giving too much. We need to get paid for this because literally, what she could do is like how people drop with series. It's like okay, act 1 is released December 15th, act 2 coming. June 13th.
Right.
Act 3 coming September. And it's like she has a whole year. She's nominated for Oscars now. She's nominated. Like she could really take or Emmys. Like she could take it to another level.
Scared.
And so I think that like this, I'm sure they're workshopping all of it, but I do think that will be like her last, like we won't hear from her for like 10 years after that.
It's just crazy because like I mean, I don't know, Alexis. Seeing how this woman even the times where like we felt like she wasn't doing anything, like you've seen those TikTok videos where it's
she's always working.
It's like every fucking year there's been something. So I don't even think like Sacred is going to be here. Okay, we're gonna be seeing her through that type of stuff, and I think Blue's gonna be growing and you know what I mean. So I don't know, but anyways, what I will say is that I just feel like Beyonce be seriously giving people stuff to live for. Like, it's like absolutely. We want to see where this goes. Yeah. And it's just
there's no world and Beyonce knew what she was doing from the jump and we just didn't realize it. But there was no world she was ever going to have these 3 projects and not have visuals. Especially, I just feel like it would have been such malpractice for Renaissance. I'm sorry, but it's like we never got to see Heated, Alien Superstar. Like she understood that.
Oh, don't get me started about that because it'll still get me mad.
Right. So it's just like we're getting them. I do think it will be a film. I didn't think about 3 different, but that's cool.
I actually hope that it is. I don't know.
I thought she was gonna kind of show how much she's been like meta. That it's like one is gonna flow into the next, which is gonna go flow into the next, and like this is a project. It's cohesive.
Yeah,
but it's gonna be like a 3-hour situation.
And I will be seated. And I'm like, if it is multiple, I wonder if she would drop it like that, or because sometimes it's just better all together. But
I think it just depends on what's her purpose. Like if her purpose is to show that they all actually go together, we'll get it there. But I wonder what I would want because I feel like I thought about this the other day too because I was like, would I want it in the more homecoming style where I get the visuals, but I also get like behind the scenes kind of history as well? Or do I literally want like a visual movie? Like I want like, I want a visual movie. I don't want them to be like, well, you know, the history. After. Right. Give us another thing. I want to see from top to bottom the album without Beyonce talking in the middle of it.
Yes, I want a movie.
Yes.
I want a movie.
Yes.
I want a visual movie.
So,
and that's what she's doing. That's what she's doing. And it's like, yeah, this is that Michael Jackson gif with the popcorn in the theater. Like that is how we are.
And I actually hope to have it in Netflix because people were blowing me at the Renaissance movie. I don't want to be around people screaming and trying to dance with it and trying. It's like I actually want to. This is something I need to like study.
Luckily, my Renaissance the experience wasn't terrible. But yes, I agree. Like this is serious.
Right.
Everybody shut up.
Right. I want to be able to curate my moment to
watch it over and over and over again.
Rewind back. Yeah.
Yes. Like please, Beyonce, don't put this.
It needs to be like The Gift. Like you put that shit on something and you can watch it whenever you want.
Oh my God, I need to go watch The Gift.
And it's just I think she knows. And then I've heard of other people being like beyond like Blue Ivy is about to be like launched. Like she's currently in vocal lessons.
Hilarious.
And she's about to get like launched to us in Act 3.
Did you see the only thing that's interesting to me too about the Jordan Peele thing is like the ties with Nope. Like, it's like something about that story is like with that. So
well, I think this is not gonna be. It's not gonna be, and it makes sense she went with Jordan Peele now that I think about it, especially for something like Renaissance, because his movies are kind of like queer. And I'm not talking queer in the sense of like gay, but I'm talking queer in the sense of like it lives on like the margins, right? It's not the normal. It's not status quo.
It's the best.
And so I say that to say, Renaissance is that to me. It's not like, it's nothing about this is cookie cutter. Cowboy Carter's not cookie cutter. So I feel like it makes sense she would go with someone who kind of lives in the space where they make things that are a little, they're just not straightforward. I guess
I'm just saying, like, I really wonder if like the movie Nope is somehow connected to all this. But I also will say that it is cool too. I love that they're using that the Monkey Paw Productions has that clip of the first film ever taken is the black man on a horse. Like, and then it's like all the look of that horse. I'm just like, what the hell are you doing to us?
We'll see, but I when do you think Act 3's coming? If you had to guess.
I kind of feel like it's coming soon.
Oh, me too. I mean, if we go through the pattern that Beyonce has, I'm expecting it around Super Bowl time. We get like a single.
Yeah.
Like January, February.
It's coming soon. Did you see, like, since we're here, did you see that Miley Cyrus was rehearsing? You be seeing everything.
Well, didn't I tell you? I see everything, but also I told you she had said something when someone asked her, like, are you at all going to be on Cowboy Carter with Beyonce on tour? She had basically hinted that later on in the tour, she's coming for something. So, like, I was like, okay, it's just a matter of time. She made it sound like Paris, but I guess it'll be Paris. But she was like, maybe I'll see you in Paris. She said something like that. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it'll be Paris. Yeah, I just saw her in Paris the other day, and I was like, oh, maybe she'll come on. And then I saw her rehearsing, and so yeah. And I didn't go to Kendrick, by the way, yesterday.
Really?
Yes, like I didn't go to Kendrick, and I was happy I didn't go. Honestly, like I obviously in other circumstances I would have wanted to be there, but. It was just the timing, and yesterday was so rainy, and then it was so humid.
It was so humid yesterday, man.
Like that was just disgusting. Like it was disgusting. I'm just like, I cannot go do this right now. Like I do not want to be in that humidity. So I watched it on TikTok, which I love. I watched a little bit on TikTok.
Do you see this video? Sorry.
What?
I wanted to show you this video. It's like of Blue like running into like
I know, I saw that.
It just makes me laugh because I'm like, why can't they take a picture of you? It's like a 2-second walk to the car. Like it's just funny to me. I'm like, everybody else is like walking. Jay-Z's not doing it. Like
let me see Jay-Z.
Oh, never mind. It wasn't Jay-Z. It was Angie.
I saw Angie.
But I'm like, nobody else gives a shit, and you're like,
I feel like it was probably almost funny. Like it was just like. I don't fucking know. Who knows what they be doing? They probably are just having fun in Paris. Like,
yeah, they're probably just like, let's laugh at this.
Right. Let's just like do this real quick. Let's pretend we're like whatever. But anyways, Simone's about to see her in Paris. And I just love that I've seen it now. So I'm just like, oh my God, I can like watch it on TikTok.
I know.
And it's like, just there's no comparison. Like when I was watching, I mean, obviously I didn't go to Kendrick, but when I was watching it live, I was just like, after seeing Beyonce, there's just nothing.
I mean, there's levels and there's standards, and they know they don't compare. Like, I mean, like that's something I feel like. I mean, even like I love Olivia Rodrigo. You know, I went to see my girl 2 weekends ago at the Governor's Ball. And I was proud of her because she had visuals. Start there. Because I was like, okay, she has visuals. Like, you know, she's starting.
That's good.
But yes, of course, it was nowhere near the performance of Beyonce. But I feel like when you have your expectations, then they can be met, right? So it was just, that was very funny to me. But
the last thing. Oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was going to say the last thing, and I texted you this already. But I loved that she made Cozy into like that salsa mix.
The salsa thing.
Like it's so fun. Like I love this crazy woman. Like I literally want to be in her head sometimes. Like I want to know.
I just want to be in the room when she says things and be like, oh, that's interesting. I also want to know. I don't know. I want to see how her
head, bro.
team operates. But yes, all in all, obviously we love Beyonce. We'll be watching the Paris ones, and we can't wait for the whatever it is. We can't wait.
Yes, and I'm still manifesting July 4th. Okay, let's move on to Diddy, who's actually on trial. Just a quick update about that.
Him and his nasty self.
Yes, so we are getting to the end of the prosecution's their side. I guess they're about to rest their case, and they actually were supposed to do it yesterday, I think, but one of the jurors were sick, and today's Juneteenth, so they had to cancel court. So, damn, Diddy's in jail on Juneteenth. Anyways, the defense is about to start their part. A juror did get dismissed. So, I'm sure you heard about that. There was a juror that got dismissed.
I did see that, but did they say why? Oh, there's something about their living situation.
Yeah, he lied that he didn't live in New Jersey or New York or something like that. God. And he was a black man, so obviously the defense was very upset about this, and they were trying to claim that it was racial, and he did get replaced by a white man.
If you don't live in the district there or whatever it is, the area code, whatever, then it's not racism. You lied, period. If you don't live there, you don't live there. That's a cut and dry thing.
And then the other crazy thing that happened, this was on Tuesday. So apparently there was something that leaked. So this week there's been a forensic person that has basically laid out this whole thing. They're basically trying to summarize okay, this is the text, this is what happened, this is the they're showing all the receipts to make their point that this is a RICO. And they did watch some of the freak off tapes. Yeah. So none of the media saw it, literally just the jurors and the judge. Apparently some information from something that nobody should have known about got leaked to a media source. So the judge was really pissed. He was if y'all do this again, your phones will be subpoenaed.
You'll get in trouble.
The prosecution and the defense, because those are the only people that would have been able to do that.
Right.
Yes, and they would be under a full investigation. So it's just they really got their hands slapped, and it's just, and also it's somebody in here is lying. Somebody
watch this get a mistrial.
I know that's what they're trying to do, and I respect this judge because he is not going for that. He's so. Anyways, so they dismissed the juror.
So how much longer do you think it'll go on for?
They said around July 4th they think they might have a verdict. So that's pretty soon.
Oh my God, if they do a July 4th weekend, the way it's gonna be so lit July 4th. Just waiting for it, it's gonna be crazy. The anticipation.
I know. So then the other thing that was interesting, well, so I watch Armand Wiggins. Yes. And so he had one of the escorts on his show the other night, and he was just talking about his experience, and it was just crazy. One of the things that was really noticeable, just stuck out to me was what Diddy would be wearing. He would be in a hoodie, nothing else on the bottom. He would have a bandana over his head and
he
glasses
scary
on. And then he would have the strings pulled so it's just this.
The way I would have ran out if I had seen somebody look like that and I walked in, that's crazy.
Alexis, and he is just sitting there, masturbating and directing. And he said, the guy said he is allowed over there. He is.
What do you mean allowed over there?
He's just being allowed doing that. He is being
moaning and shit?
No, just the motion of it. The motion of him beating his dick is really loud and intense. He's really going in. And then
I'm sorry. This man is disgusting.
And then he walked out because so the guy Flash was saying that it was he was distracted by that. He was kind of weird or whatever. And Diddy walked out of the room, was it better be hard when I get back. And so he left the room.
What is wrong with this man?
And like Cassie and him like started up again, and then he like came from some like secret doorway or something, and like he heard him in the doorway doing this, and just like it's just crazy and sick. So
it's crazy, it's sick, and it's just like, I know he's just, I mean, this is the thing. Whatever happens to Diddy, his reputation is ruined forever. No one seriously is going to ever want to work with him again. He's never going to be at these events he was at. No one's going to partner with this company. Like, he has effectively destroyed. And I'm not even talking about the nasty sex shit. Just the violence alone to women is something that people aren't going to want to attach their brand to. And so it's just like, he has effectively destroyed his reputation, and I wonder if he knows that, or I wonder if he's like so
he might be delusional
that he's like and delusional that he's like, whatever, I'm still, when I get out, but it's like, and then I'm also just curious if he's ever,
him and Kanye,
yes, and I'm also curious if he's come to grips with the fact that he actually might not get out of jail, because part of me is like, I wonder if he's under the impression like, I'm gonna beat this, whatever.
Yeah,
or
I don't know what he's thinking,
because I'm sure R. Kelly, Harvey Weinstein, like all of them thought they had the power, the money, in the sway, in the influence to get out of jail. Bill Cosby too, you know?
I don't know what he's thinking. I think he might just be, I think he is loving this process that everybody's talking about him, and people are showing up, like Kanye came, and you know, like he's getting to relive his glory days basically. And I feel like, I don't know,
he's sick.
I just am like, do you think he's gonna get off? Like, it's
sad
that we don't even know.
I mean, we don't know. And again, this is America. America hates people of color. They hate women. So there is obviously a world
abusers,
and they protect abusers and people with power and money. So like it obviously, I can't say definitively, but I think, and from just seeing and hearing from different lawyers and scholars of law, they believe that they're building a very solid, strong case. And that would be pretty hard to deny. And so I'm going to trust them. So I'm going to think at the end of the day, he will be found guilty. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't, but I think it's leaning towards that.
Yeah, I think it is. From what I've heard, people are feeling like the prosecution did a good job. Obviously, it's the defense's turn.
Right. So it's going to start looking more like on their favor. But the closing arguments will be telling. Like, I feel like it's always when you go back to that and you put everything in perspective. And then also cross-examination. Like,
they were like, they played cross-examination. They were like, they played it over and over and over again. So it was just like, no, like, you are seeing this happen.
It kind of reminds me of George Floyd, where like when they played the audio of him being like, I can't breathe for so long, and then like they had like a moment of silence where they like made them feel how long the knee was in his neck. Like, you know, it's like when you make people have to like endure something that's uncomfortable and uncomfortable, like that does something to your psyche where you're just like, this is unacceptable. You know? So I mean,
something with the what they were saying too about the juror that got dismissed was that like he seemed to be like taking notes only when like the defense was going. And like he would like be making like some faces and like nodding like when it was like Diddy, like whatever. So the prosecution was like, oh, we got to get him out of here. And they did.
Girl,
that's crazy.
It's crazy. But Diddy, I love the updates. Thanks for staying with it. And you know, we hope that
Evil go bad.
There's so many high profile cases. I don't know if you saw the one with I think her name is Karen Reed out of Boston.
Me about that, because I have no idea about that at all. I just saw that she got not guilty.
So probably a month ago, maybe 2, like probably a week or two before the case got like started trial. Julie and I watched an HBO documentary. We were like, oh, we want to watch something about true crime, and we watched this one.
Oh, okay.
And it was funny though because we didn't finish it, and so I was like, okay, whatever. Like we were laughing about it, and then all of a sudden I see the girl's face on TV, and they're like, she's going back to trial, and so I googled. I was like, oh my god, she had a mistrial the first time. Like when the documentary we watching is like showing the mistrial, and so she's back again, right? And I mean, so the synopsis is she lives in Boston at the time. She was dating a police officer. There were so many bad things, but like basically like on Friday or like when they have the day off the next day, it's not uncommon for them all, like the police people, like the police, you know, their little team to go to a bar or go to different bars that night and like drink and hang out.
Picturing it. Like
you know, just drinking and hang out. And like obviously their significant others come. So she was dating him, so she came. So they were drinking at one bar and then they all like drove to some other house where there was supposed to be a party. So mind you, they're drinking and driving at this point because she literally admits in the documentary like there was like he had a cup of like some type of like vodka soda or something, and she had something too. They go to the house. He's like, but like no one, it doesn't look like anyone's in there basically. And she's like, well, I'm not going to just go in these people's random's house. Like, I don't know them, you know? It reminded me of when we used to go to like different parties in like summers of going, like, you know, like where it was like, we didn't know the people. We were just like walking, we heard his party. But so she was like, oh, I'm not going in there. So he was like, I'll go and check. He goes in and checks. It's like he's in there for like 10 minutes and they're just kind of she's getting pissed off because she's like, why aren't you coming out? So she's texting him like, you're a pervert, like all these different crazy stuff. Well, there was also stuff with like sex shit, I don't know, whatever.
Okay, I'm gonna watch the documentary.
But basically she's texting him all this mean stuff. She eventually is like, I'm leaving because I'm not waiting out here, like you're not even checking on me, it's been like 10 minutes, I'm leaving. So she takes the car, drives home. The next day she wakes up, his dead body is like at that house in the snow to the left of the house. And everyone then begins thinking that she killed him. But it's funny. So we got probably 30 minutes into documentary and I immediately turned to Julia before even finishing it and was like, this girl didn't kill this man. And I was just like, I believe the people in the house killed him because if somebody just walked, like, first of all, he was walking into another police officer's house that he didn't really know. You know what I'm saying? He just heard it was a party going on there. So it's like, can you imagine a police officer having a random person come into their home and you don't think they're drawing an arm and like firing off? These people are nuts, right? So we know they're trigger happy. Like I immediately went to Julie and was like, definitely the person who lives in this house killed him or somebody in this house. There's this girl did not kill him. There was a lot of inconsistencies. They say she hit him with a car, but like he had no bruises, he had no broken bones. And if you get hit by a car, you would assume that would happen. The only thing he had was blunt force trauma to the head.
Damn.
There were just like a bunch of things that were just like.
Did he get shot?
Inconsistent. I mean, I didn't finish the documentary, but what I can tell you is this. So once I saw that she was going back on trial, I was like, oh my God, I kind of have to loosely follow this because I was invested in this girl in the initial documentary when I watched it. And I remember there was a day when I think she was a former police officer, or she had some affiliation with the police. Basically, she said the last time when it was a mistrial, she also testified. And before she went to testify, the police, like her superiors in the police world were like, watch what you say because there'll be repercussions. Like they basically kind of told her to lie, basically. So she kind of said that, like, she said that on the stand this time, that like everything I said was influenced by them. They were very scared for me to tell the truth. And then all this other stuff came out, like the police officers were like Googling how long does it take for a body to die. They were sending text messages to each other being like, remember to lie when the detective so basically
it was very never clear. Able to be deleted. It was very
clear. And so she's not guilty. And when I tell you, they showed a video of her walking out of the courthouse in Boston. It sounded like it was inauguration. The amount of people that were outside that court
it was building, louder than the military parade.
Yes, of course. Waiting for her and cheering her on, just of how corrupt police are. And, you know, Massachusetts, like, hates the police. Like, they're, like, you know, they were the first place to have, like, legal gay marriage. Like, they're a pretty blue place. So it's like, they're like, fuck the police there. And so, it was crazy, but
I know they talk about ICE going there, and it's not good for them to come there.
And so it's just like really interesting. But yeah, so there's been a lot of.
It sounds like it'll be a show. Somebody will probably write a show about it.
It might be, but yeah.
Speaking of that, I watched a good show last night.
Tell me about it.
Let me see. I think it's called Echo Valley. It's with Sydney Sweeney. And
what
Julianne Moore.
Oh, I've seen
it's like a thriller drama.
About.
Yeah, it's Apple TV.
Is it good?
It was good. It just like what this case actually kind of reminded me of that a little bit. So,
but yeah, that's all I wanted to say.
Interesting.
You had something else I wanted to talk about on your.
Oh yeah. Notepad. Speaking of people on trial or lawsuits, Tyler Perry is in the news for that. I honestly, I can lightly tell the details, but I haven't like read extensively. But a former employee, or I guess he'd be former. He was like an actor on The Oval, one of Tyler Perry's shows, is suing Tyler Perry for what now? That I don't know. I don't want to say the wrong thing. But for $260 million, I'm pretty sure that's like how much he's suing for. It's a sexual assault and harassment lawsuit.
Does this have anything to do with that picture of him on a yacht with somebody?
No. So that is somebody else. Who is that?
Okay.
But it's interesting that picture like came out and then this happened.
I mean, any relationship between a boss and an employee is inappropriate, especially when there is a severe power dynamic in the sense of like money. You have control of like whether they can keep the job, all of those things. So
honestly, like I read the text. Oh yeah, that was the person he was on the boat with was Brian Tom.
Mariah Carey's ex.
Yes, Mariah Carey's ex. So
that was wild to me too because I'm like, was he bi? I didn't know that.
I mean maybe it's he always gave bi to me.
I love Mariah Carey for that.
Mariah probably was. Yeah, I'm like she probably was low-key in a lavender like relationship, like, which I am all for these days. As
long as you're
yeah. I mean, we'll talk about that another day. But yeah, so
maybe that'll be the next topic for the next thing. But go ahead.
I know, lavender marriages. But yeah, so I read some of the text messages. They definitely were like flirting. Inappropriate.
What was he saying? Yes. What were the text messages saying?
They were like, he sent him like a picture of him. Hold on, let me just go to it. On like
Tyler, you don't need to be sending any pictures of yourself to anybody.
Okay, so listen to what it says. They said what is his name? His name is Derek something. He said, how do they make money then? Subscription. Tyler says, they make money from advertising, lots of money. I love how I feel right now, but I don't like being horny. Testosterone. He said, oh yeah, from the doctor. But is it making you feel better? I feel so good, but I don't like being horny. I feel sorry for the person that flirts with me. Like the guy said LOL. And then Tyler said, you don't even understand. Ew.
That is completely inappropriate.
Yeah, that's the most inappropriate
for an employer. Any mention of horniness.
Oh my God, of course, Alexis. That is like, I mean.
Okay, I'm looking at the second message.
That right there.
You read okay, this is from the guy. I know I need to smell the roses more. Tyler says you are the rose, but you are so blocked that you refuse to be smelt or open.
Ew, Alexis.
He says, that is sweet. And I'm working on it. #therapy. I'm really scared that I'm going to waste my life wearing. He said, been there. Stop somewhere in my late 30s or 40s. Tyler sent a picture of him on a boat.
Oh no, next to a
jet ski. He says, nice picture. Yeah, the water does look calm. And then Tyler says, nice picture, ? Great, amazing. This is flirting. Great, amazing, awesome picture. That's flirting.
Yeah, for sure.
He said, you don't see that stud in that nice picture? Rude. LOL. That's a stud. Yeah, that's flirting. It's flirting. It's definitely flirting.
I mean,
no one can tell me that's not flirting.
And that's definitely giving, like, I mean, just because he is your boss, like, you just can't do that. Like, even if it was giving
tension,
it back,
like, it's inappropriate. It's inappropriate. You have to either now put him in a different department, fire him, and then pursue. But this is not. It's inappropriate. He has a case already to me. It's inappropriate.
Yes, for sure. He can get something from this.
Yeah, like even if he liked Tyler, it's an abuse of power to act on it as the manager. So period.
And then did you see like Tyler Perry's like response to it?
What was it?
He was just, child, he got one there he started saying, he got the whole world. Like Alexis.
Everybody want to bring God into it. The minute they get everybody wants to bring God into it. The minute they get caught doing something egregious. We saw the play with Diddy where he was like, I'm love and God. It's like, Alexis. No.
He started quoting Bible verse and he was like, I know some of y'all know the rest of it. And he was like, I just want everybody to stay as calm as possible.
You are disgusting. That's what I want to say.
My thing is just like, I mean, okay, first of all, I mean, I've always gotten weird vibes from
me too, from Tyler Perry. Yes,
like,
me too.
I liked some of the, Medea movies in the beginning, and there's some movies that are highly quotable. Like, I mean, How Did I Get Married? Like, whatever. Or Why Did I Get Married? But he's always giving me creepy vibes. Like, he's just always giving creepy vibes to me and sexually repressed, like, damn near. And, like, I'm so not surprised.
Yes, I'm not
surprised. But I'm just
either.
Grossed out by that flower smelt and opened.
He's definitely saying fuck you.
That is so nasty.
He's disgusting. He's nasty. That is a nasty thing to say.
This is gonna be. I mean,
and then to immediately send a. Why are you sending a picture of you next to a jet ski? First of all, with your shirt off, you're disgusting. This is your employee, and then being like, nice picture. That's flirting. Like, you're trying to.
For sure, Alexis. He said the word horny, so he is.
Men are disgusting.
My thing is just like these men with money. It's crazy
they think they can do whatever.
It's crazy that their sexual desires is going to be the thing that gets you fucked up every time.
One thing they'll do is every time,
and it's like you can do this in healthy places.
Look at the new merch. It says Deja Blue with a picture of blue in it. That's cute.
I did see that. Oh, that is really cute. I love it.
I'm really disturbed by him. I hope that the person gets the money. I don't care. Like, he should have been more responsible. He should have been more aware. He should have been more
he knows
safe.
better.
You're not a safe boss anymore. Right? You know better. You can miss me with the God shit. You can miss me with the quotes.
And honestly, it sounds like
when you're talking about horny.
Yeah, and then honestly, this doesn't sound like, this is like your first time. This sounds like a normal behavior.
This sounds like any guy that you think looks cute, you're ready to flirt with. And it's kind of low-key like he's been outed. Because we all kind of knew he was gay, but he's always been like, my personal life's private.
I know.
You're talking about horny with who cares if you're gay? But I'm just saying, like, there's so many layers to this be out, Tyler. But now you need to shut it down. I mean, like, honestly, no more promo for the straw. No more anything. You're just you need to take care of this in private.
He's going to pay this man off, and then he's going to get right back to it. And then
settled is not going to look good, though.
But maybe there will be people that he can't deny those texts for like, and you're his boss, like, period. But I'm just like, maybe there'll be other people that are coming out. Like, I wouldn't be surprised.
I would be surprised.
I don't, it's sad. It's just like, it's not like we're wishing on these people's downfalls. I wish these people were.
I wish on the downfalls of anybody who is abusing their power.
And I know, but I'm race, saying that. But I'm just saying that it's like people act like we want this to be the truth about them.
We don't want it to be the truth.
I would have rathered them being a good upstand, like the people we all think that Tyler Perry could, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and it's not even because of Tyler. Like, I feel like we're like even framing it like that is like because we want Tyler to be good. It's more so because I don't want any victim to have to deal with it.
I mean, of course, I get what you're saying, but I'm talking to the people that are just like, you just want to take down all of our Black people. It's like, why would we want to do that?
Stating fat, like that
why would we want to do
has
that?
a mental health issue then, because it's just like, you shouldn't want any person of any race that's abusing their power to be found out, so they stop. If they normally, most of the time, if they don't find out, they don't stop. They continue on terrorizing the next person. That should be your number one focus for any type of abuse to stop. I don't care if it's a consenting adult. I don't care if the person's 54, whatever age he is. It's abuse of power, because now the person feels like they can't stop because their job is on the line. It's still an abuse of power regardless. And so it's just like, it shouldn't even, like, I don't, like, if he was Asian, if he was white, I would say the same thing. It doesn't matter. And so it's just like, if out of everything of the text messages that we just read, the main thing you got out of it is that there's a Black man getting put down by 2 Black women, then you're the issue. Because there's so many other blaring issues in those text messages that actually are worth our time.
And that's the thing. Like, people be protecting abusers at all costs. And it's really like the only way that it's going to stop is for people to
tell him to put his fucking, like, just, this is the thing. This is Tyler Perry. He probably has a staff of what? Sorry, the people that work for him. Let's say he
has a harem. Okay.
Say it's a lot.
Allegedly.
Even if it's a lot, you have millions of people in this world, millions of people that live across Atlanta and LA and New York, all the places you fly. You couldn't find anybody that wasn't on your staff to fuck. Come on, Sal. And I didn't fuck to send messages like this to flirt with. It's just not, there's no excuse to me. There is no excuse to me.
And you know better. You know better.
He is disgusting. Better. Like, that is like where I want to, like, it's like, you are a disgusting person.
Yes, because, and you know that you are
and shame
like, abusing your power. You know, like him even saying like, nice picture, like, it's just like, oh shit, am I in trouble with my boss? Like, you know, it's just like, it is.
Hold on, I got more information from the court doc. I mean, from the
tell us
from the thing. Okay, so it says type period. Okay. Last name, I guess the guy's last name is Dixon. Once Dixon quit his job on his role on the Oval, Perry started getting more and more personal with Dixon, knowing that Dixon was now under his control. Perry would often say things like, I give, and no one ever does anything for me in return. No one ever gives what I want or what I need, implying that Dixon was not giving him sex. Perry started asking Dixon about Dixon's sexual preferences and what role Dixon took on when engaging in sexual acts, whether he was a top or a bottom, which in sexual terms means whether Dixon preferred to give or receive anal sex. Perry further indicated to Dixon that he had sex with men before and that he was a top. Perry further told Dixon that when you have a big dick and when you hit the G-spot right on these bottoms, they go crazy. Perry further told plaintiff that he wanted a man who was in a relationship with another individual, but with whom he could be emotionally involved and engage in sexual acts with, like a friend with benefits relationship, because Perry did not have time to deal with the emotional aspect of a relationship, only the physical. Despite these comments, Dixon knew that a full-throated refusal would land him in a doghouse and might result in his role being cut on the Oval. Fearing that his career would end before it began, Dixon put up with these comments and continued to maintain that he was not the sexual type. On or around March of 2020, Dixon received the script for the Oval. He was written in as a regular season as a season regular and was therefore expected to quit his job with legendary events. Dixon's character was written as gay, homeless, and desperate store clerk. This sounds like Tyler, who had to sleep with one of the characters for a place to stay. Tyler loves that shit.
Him?
More importantly, at the end of the season, his character would be shot 4 times in the chest. Dixon felt that this was a way for Perry to test Dixon out for a year and see if he would be loyal to Perry.
Wow.
When Dixon asked Perry about the shooting, Perry indicated that if he did a good, it cuts off there. If he did a good, whatever, probably job, he'll stay. Okay, so there we go. This describes exactly what me and Samantha were talking about. He feared the end of his job, and so he continued to have not even sex, but just talking to this guy.
No, that is insane.
But asking, there's no world, I don't care if you're flirting, that a boss should ask an employee if you're a top or a bottom.
Hell no. What?
If you do it right and hit the G spot, they go crazy.
Right, what?
That's disgusting.
Yeah, that is wild. Yeah, he is. That's crazy. That's
insane.
Crazy. I mean, it's crazy that. Also, it is crazy, like you said, like he is being outed, you know, like I wonder how he feels about that piece of it.
I mean, luckily, Tyler, the closet was glass, okay? So we're not surprised. There's not going to be weirdness about it because we all just assumed.
Yes, we all knew.
We all assumed.
Yeah, and honestly, I, like... This is coming out a week after that crazy movie Straw came out, which I didn't watch. But
I didn't watch it, but my dad was like, my parents watched it. My dad was like, "Did you watch that movie Straw?" I'm like, "No." He was like, "I thought it was terrible. I'm just about sick of it. You know,
hello,
black woman." Like yes. You know, like down on her luck, can't afford anything.
Exactly.
Mental
Alexis,
health issues. I mean, the man is sick.
Listen to this.
Even the oval thing, getting shot 4 times in the chest, has to sleep around and find a place to stay. I mean, exactly. Why is it that desperate all the time? That?
Exactly. And so Danielle was saying that it was like the first thing he said. He was like, "You know, it's going to be crowded in here on Monday because everybody's going to have their food stamps and be in here." Like, I'm like, this is not how we live. This is not how it is. Like, why? Like, and it's like you are painting this picture of just horrible. Like this life is normal.
He is horrible. He's a
and
terrorist.
I'm just like, and I see, honestly, and I see freaking like, and I know we shouldn't care about like, you know, the white gays or whatever, but I did see some like white people watching that movie, and I'm just like, what the hell are they like? What are they seeing when they see this? But yeah, I'm sick of Tyler taking his trauma out on us, like, and not giving people. And I'm just like, we don't want to see Taraji like that. You know, I'm like, I want to see Taraji. And then, yeah, never mind. Danielle told me like the end of the movie because I was like, I'm not about to watch that.
I got told the end of the movie too.
And I'm just like, what?
It was just, I'm just like literally, I don't even want to give Tyler any more time because he's disgusting.
I just need him to
don't watch the movie. And I feel bad for Taraji that she's doing this like press run with it in the like wake in the, you know, in the, not in the wake, in the midst of this chaos, and hopefully she doesn't get asked about it. Hopefully she doesn't have to take any of these questions. He is disgusting. God. And yeah, I'm good.
He just needs he needs to let somebody else run his business before he runs it into the ground. Like, it is not looking good. Yeah. But he can't not write whatever. Like, I'm just like, why does everything have to be written by you? We don't like your writing, Tyler. We do not like it.
One thing I've learned, there's an audience for everything.
We liked a couple movies, but that's what's so, it feels so greedy. It's like you have the resources, you have the production land, you have all this shit, and you're gonna hog it for all your stuff. That's terrible, and not give and it's like Black trauma.
Yeah, I'm just.
Anyways,
this has been. Oh, sorry, you have more?
Just have one more thing,
go ahead.
just because we want to give the audience a little bit more. And I know this is like another like thing that it's just, I feel like people are grasping at straws right now of like things to have discourse about. But I do think it was just funny. And I feel like I've never really got your thoughts about like what you think about like B.Simone and just like how you know of her. And
I just know of her from like social media, but I don't even know much about the situation other than that people are talking about her. But I know that like people, whenever they usually talk about her, it's usually negative. It's not usually like positive.
Yeah, like I remember when I learned about her, you know, she was like an online comedian, you know, like she would like make funny videos or whatever. And you know, she definitely had a run. Like she was kind of the one that started talking like, and then this, like I'm trying to remember like what that if it comes out, I'll do it. But I'm just like, she had a moment. And then I've heard that there's been like different, you know, things that she's made, like a manifestation journal or something, and it was just like very cheap, or you know, like I've heard just she's had a lot of failed like business things. And then like I know now she's in like a born again Christian, and like
I did see that,
and like she's been like kind of on that, and like just kind of being like male centered, you know, like still being male centered. Like she just, and I think this is new, but she had another interview that came out. It might be have come out today, but it's with DaBaby.
Already Pride, yeah.
They like did an interview or whatever, and it's like, you know, it's just like, okay, this girl's kind of weird. But this is what I wanted to ask you about. I just thought it was funny. So she was doing an interview with like her best friend. Like this is her best friend, she said. And she was telling her, like the girl was talking about how, you know, she just went through a lot. And I guess there was a question about like it was hard seeing B.Simone like not support her when she has supported other people. Like I think that might have been the question, like because she then started talking about like, yeah, well, like, you know, I was going through a lot. Like I was a single mom. Like I had to get my car repossessed. Like and my friend's a celebrity, and like I've seen her help other people out. And like, and then she was like, but I had to go through that. Like I needed to be in the food stamp line. Like I needed to be in the unemployment line. Like I'm writing my story too, but like I can't lie. Like I was like salty at some points or whatever. And so I was just curious, like, one, if you saw the clip, two, if like what you think about that. And like
I saw a little bit of the clip.
And then just like, you know, what level, like what do you think about that? Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's understandable. Like, I can definitely see how like a friend would feel that way, especially if they're, you know, a celebrity, but we're gonna say rich. I feel like if someone has a lot of money to the point where like they, you know, they are generous with it because of the excess, like I could see a world where like a friend would feel like, you know, especially if you're my best friend, like but at the same time you have to look on the other side, and like, you know, I also think it's a tricky thing because you don't want to be looked at as an ATM by your friends. You don't want to be looked at as a safety net either. Like, you're an adult, you've worked hard for this money. You probably don't want to like always have to be the fallback, especially because I'm assuming with rich people, they probably support a lot of people, meaning family. I think it's an interesting thing. I've thought about it before, actually, not in the case of B.Simone, but someone with even more money, like the Olivia Rodrigos, the like the people, not, and I'm not even talking like Beyoncé, like I'm not thinking about people with families, but just people with like that are like rich young adults that really only have to worry about themselves and maybe their parents. How they navigate money with other people, because you're kind of just collecting it, which is not a problem. But I would love to talk to someone like that, like a Sabrina Carpenter, like someone like that, where it's just like, you know, a Normani, what are you generous like that? Like if you're like, let's go on a girls trip, you just pay for it all. Like I would love to know, like, is that a weird expectation for you? Or do you understand that since you know, not, you're like in the 1%, not many people live like you, that like it would make sense? Like, I don't know. But I mean, I will say this, and this is the last thought I have. When I was living in Austin, I had a friend visit me from the Bay Area. I had met her in Milwaukee as a teacher. She moved to the Bay Area, got like a seriously high paying job at the tech world. Like she told me when we were getting dinner, she was like, I make like $300K. And so the check came and she was like, oh, I'm paying for it. And I was like, are you sure? She was like, I mean, I make $300K. Like, you know, like I understand that like you're not making $300K. And at the time I was even a student, but just like, you know, you're not making $300K. It would be insane even if you were making $100K for me to like, you know, not cover this bill. You know, it's just like, I have all this excess money. Why not? Yes. And so I say that to say she wasn't making millions. She was, but she was making a lot of money for a normal person. That like true. I can't imagine. I wonder what the norms are like for when you have like truly wealthy celebrity friends. What that's like.
Yeah, and it's interesting to put it like on those two levels of like an Olivia Rodrigo and then your friend. You know, it's just like, because that's what I think. I'm just like, okay, B.Simone, like maybe she doesn't have that much money. Like, you know, like maybe she's you know, like she's obviously like she's not a multi-millionaire or whatever. Like,
and paying for someone's like rent, their kid, and their car is different than paying for a vacation. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so I'm like, I do see like how it seems like a bigger commitment. It just seems like a bigger commitment because you're now caring for the person's child, which who knows how far that goes, you know?
Yeah, I mean, with that, I more so just was like thinking about like some of those things is just like a one-time thing. Like for instance, like the car repossession, like you have to pay a certain amount to get it back, and usually it's like, you know, $600 or $1,000 or something. Like versus like, okay, like I'm gonna help you out continuously. So it was just like, it's just interesting to think about that. Also, it's just like she might not have asked, you know what I mean? Like she might not have asked, and
I think it's really tricky with that.
It is tricky.
Like that's what I was saying. Like I don't know what the norms are like because I don't know if
and you
I
can't
would
assume
ask,
people have money. Yeah.
And I don't know if I would ask, like, say you or Courtney became like multimillionaires and I like was struggling. I don't know if I would ask either because I feel like there is a line that gets crossed where it's like, like, you know, it's like, it's just a different level. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, there is something about it where it's like, we're going there, you know?
That's funny. I mean, I think that if I got to a certain level, like, and I knew that one of you guys were like going through something, like, I definitely would just, you know, like not not make you have to go through that. If I have an extra $500 that I can flat to, you know what I'm saying? Like, I definitely feel
you
like
just want to make it so that it's not an everyday. Okay, so for example, I worked with this girl who was a teacher's assistant. Throughout the time I knew her, she was like in and out of homeless. We're talking about an employed teacher at the school I taught. In and out of homeless shelters. Sleeping with her kids in different teachers like rooms that they had like in offices and stuff, like sleeping in her car in the parking lot of our school and like going into work the next day with her child. So I knew she was always going through, like at one point MCP had like paid for her rent, a place, got her a washer and dryer. Like, I mean, it was like, I was like very blown away by the generosity. I say this to say this though. When I was teaching, I got like, the most I made was like 55,000. So I wasn't rolling in dough at all by any means. This girl had 3 kids. She once like messaged me. And so she messaged me once, like, and we're talking an employed teacher at the school being like, hey, can you give me $20 tonight? Like, I got to get some pizza for me and my kids. I'm like, sure. Like, where are you? And she's like, oh, I'm at this like school down the street. I'll meet you there. And I gave her the $20. I say that to say, I remember after doing it, I was like, I hope this doesn't come like a weekly thing, you know, because I was just like, I make more money. I mean, obviously, I made more money than her by being a full-fledged teacher than a teacher's assistant. But I also don't have kids, right? So it's just like her money was like shrunken down, whatever she got. I get it. But 55K is crumbs. Nothing. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just, I remember thinking like, I don't want this to become like a normal thing. And I told my mom I did, and my mom was like, that's the last time you need to give her any money because, like,
for sure,
you don't want her to ask
like
all
a one-time favor, yeah.
And I remember it being, like, a little different from then on when we interacted because it was like, she was always being like, I'm gonna give you the 20. And I'm just like, literally, I don't care. But I say that to say, there is like a weird line that gets crossed when someone asks you for it. Maybe it's different when you give it as a gift, but when you're asking for it, I do feel like it is. And secondly, I think people don't do it, and people maybe are hesitant to give it because they don't want it to become like a normal thing.
And I get that.
But at the same time,
I just feel like if I'm in a surplus, and it's like, and it's not one of those situations where it's like I feel like I'm being taken advantage of.
Yes, absolutely.
Like, then it's like that's different. But
I mean, no, I agree. I think if you're in a position like a Sabrina Carpenter, Olivia Rodrigo, like we're talking money where it's like these are young adults that probably have $50 million.
I feel like this is what about this is like a good example. Like, I mean, and I don't know how much this person makes, but like a Cammie Crawford, like
she has
her friends.
She has a lot of money. She should absolutely help them out. I mean, I don't. Okay, Cammie, we love you. If you're listening, like I actually don't know your bank account, but I'm gonna assume that like from the money you've made from your like pageants and probably investments your parents helped make, and then possibly investments your parents made when you were a child.
She was on that show for a long time,
right? Well, I'm going to get to that. The investments your parents made just as a child, that this money pot of money you might have at the end of the day, and then Catfish as well, and then just now your appearances on various things that you probably have a pretty penny of savings, which you deserve, you worked hard for. I think someone in that position, if they had a best friend who had a kid who got their car repossessed, yes, I think it's a great gesture to like help them pay for the car and maybe like give them some money to like feed and like pay the rent. I think that's where it ends. Like, I think anything other than, I think we're not talking for multiple months. We're saying we're going to give you this thing. Like, what is that? A $2,000 check possibly, to like get you on your feet, and we're done.
It's like like the only other way to do that is like if you're getting on the payroll. you know what I'm saying? Like that is
like you'll have to do.
And that's what people do. I mean, I know Rihanna did that. Like, it's just like, okay, like let's go, and I want you to just be able to travel with me, so I'm gonna give you money so that whatever.
I think that's the smart way to do it.
But yeah, I think that I agree. Like, you don't want to get into that, but it's interesting. I would love to know I would have liked to hear what like what B.Simone like would have said back. Absolutely. Or like why, or like did she not know, or whatever, like does she not have, like, you know what I'm saying? I wonder, because people are making so many like assumptions, but anywho's, but it is a little weird. Anyways, I think this is a good spot to end.
Happy Juneteenth, y'all.
Happy Juneteenth. Take care of yourselves.
Yes.
Rest. Feel free. We are free. We are free.
Absolutely. Okay. That's why I took my bra off in the middle of this. I was like,
hello,
free, honey.
We are free.
But yes, like, subscribe, find us on everything. I need to eat. I have like a headache right now. I'm like, so hungry. God,
Alexis, go feed yourself. We love you. Yeah, we'll talk to you guys next week. We promise. Bye.
Hey, who am I to judge, my baby? Who am I to love?
Welcome to another episode of Who Am I to Judge podcast. I'm Alexis.
And I am Samantha. Welcome back, everybody. You can see Alexis is in a new place. She calling from her bed, y'all.
From my bed in Maryland.
Yes.
My sister is
in labor.
Well,
right?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know what you call
getting
labor.
There.
I guess like labor, or maybe like I feel like there's a difference, because it's like active labor. I feel like you're pushing, so maybe this is just considered labor when they're like. I mean, the epidural's in, so I guess we consider it labor.
Yeah, she is about to give birth.
So I'm waiting for my
niece or nephew.
I like. Is there a gender neutral term? Like, I was literally trying to think like, but I don't think there is. It's like my niece or nephew. It's not like you say children. There's no term for that on like the aunt side.
There might be, but we'll see. We'll have to look that up after.
Right. What's up with you? What's up with you?
How are you? How are you feeling this morning?
Yeah, this is the best morning I've felt in a couple days, and it's not like I feel good, but I just feel better than I've felt the last couple days. Just been a lot of stuff with work.
Yes, that's why we're late, guys. We had another work interruption. They're so rude,
and I'm just like, I haven't been sleeping well because of it. But today, I think tonight I will finally sleep well because I'm, you know, do like I never have to deal with that project. And I was like thinking of sharing my experience, and then I was like, I'll wait until I leave this company to do that. But because I do think it's like people would be interested because it's so insane. But
yeah,
I'll leave it at that. I also got my eyebrows tinted for the first time, and I
they look
actually
so
love
good.
it. Like I feel like they look natural now. Like
They look great. They
I
look
feel
like your eyebrows, but like defined.
okay. So like you notice a little bit of a difference.
Yes, like it looks good. I love it.
Yay. Okay. So like I went to the person that Annika went to, and I asked Annika, um, I was like, when do you like? How much do you go? She was like, kind of get it done like probably like every 3 months. I'm like, okay, I can keep up with that. Like that's not like 3 months. Okay, that's fine. So it lasts
Yeah.
like a good a bit. So
I actually taught myself how to do my own threading this weekend, so that will be something I will be trying to do for
that's actually
myself.
incredible. I'm like,
Yeah, it's not that hard. Like, like it's like one of those things where you look it up, you're just like, oh, okay, like I can try to do this. But
we're gonna try to do a record for our this upcoming week's episode in person since I'm in Maryland till Wednesday.
Yes, so we'll hopefully have something to make up for our lateness.
Yes, talk to me about you. How are you doing?
I'm fine. Just getting through the week. So happy it's Friday.
Yes.
I've been okay this week. It's been like a tiring, draining week. Like I felt really good on Monday, and then like I didn't feel so good the past few days. Like I felt like low key I was getting sick, and I was just like, oh hell no. So I've just been doing all the things that I do to not go down that path. And I got some good rest, and I feel like I'm, like I said, like not going all the way down the sick route. I'm like, going past it.
Love to hear that.
But yes, so now I'm still kind of tired. I mean, there's so much happening in the world right now. It's just like,
And
how
you know
can you
what?
not be overwhelmed?
That's real. And I feel like, you know what, now it's coming to me of like something I actually feel like we really wanted to talk about because I called you and I was like, we need to talk about this.
What?
And you were like, yeah. And I was like, let's not say anything else because I was like, because we should talk about it on the pod. And I'm trying to remember.
Oh, goodness.
Hold on, let me think.
Was it about the LA protests?
No, it was something. Because I was like, oh, I want to get your perspective on this. But anything happened this week that was crazy?
Like so many. I'm trying to think. Oh, I know you wanted to talk about I remember you wanted to talk about
Grammys.
the
Yes,
Grammys.
let's get to it. I want to talk about the Grammys. So the Grammys announced a new category this year, and they're gonna be having Best Traditional Country Album now. And I just have so many thoughts, and I'm curious about yours because I just can't imagine that this isn't like a direct dig, or in response to Beyonce. Like, she gets album of the year last year for country album. She gets best country album, and we all know that there was like weirdness with it because I remember I think it was oh my god, I have her song on my one of her songs on my Spotify, unfortunately. It's a country singer. They like panned to her when Beyonce won, and you could tell she just looked like Kelsey Ballerini. She they like panned to her when Beyonce won, and like you could just tell like it was just like a smug clapping.
She like was about to cry inside.
Yeah, and it's just like there already was tension that she won best country album at the Grammys, and I feel like with the rise of Shabuzi and like him having like the #1 song with the bar song.
K Michelle about to put out an album.
And
there's
Shabuzi
so
has
many
other songs. Like I think there's this fear from white country music artists that like they will no longer be competitive for these types of awards. And so they now introduce traditional country,
which is crazy to me.
And I feel like by traditional country they mean white country, and then the country album award will go to the black country artist.
That's fucking crazy.
And it's crazy to me, and I just still can't. And it just like, I don't know, like I'm thinking about, that K Michelle interview that's going viral where like they're like, well, yeah, like tell us how you got introduced to country music. She's like, I'm from Tennessee. Like,
right, I does this. I won a yodeling competition.
This is the first music I heard growing up in Tennessee is country music. And so it's just so interesting, and like
the audacity.
And I feel like I said to you, like, if I just said to someone, there's an American that's native to Texas singing on an album with Willie Nelson and and Dolly Parton, and there was banjos and things on this album, I would say, and I asked, what kind of album would it be? You would say country with no hesitation. It's the minute I put the person's name is Beyoncé into the conversation, now that it's different. But if I just left Beyoncé out of it and just said a native from Texas with these types of things on the album, what kind of album is it? There's no hesitation that it would be country. And so it's just the racialized tone of this. And the Grammys, I just felt, I don't know, you can tell me your thoughts, but I just felt like the Grammys, it's so blatant and obvious that I'm like shocked that it's happening.
Yeah, I mean, Sally, I'm not shocked by anything these days, like white supremacy and white fragility and white privilege, just it seeps into literally everything. And so yeah, it's like, I think it's appalling that they would say it's traditional country music. Like, what the fuck does that mean?
What does that mean?
And okay, so maybe that's where the black people should be, since we are the originals, right, but we know that's not what you mean.
We are the traditional.
Yeah, like, what the fuck? Like, that's crazy to me. I definitely think it was a slap in the face. I think it is. I hope Beyonce does not go to the Grammys. Like, I think that they have played in her face for long enough, and it's like, why are you trying to have a one up on the most important person in music right now? Like,
and what's this like?
And we will not watch the show if she doesn't come.
And that's what I'm saying. Like,
just like Target, learn. Like, people's racism, it just gets in front of.
I agree, but it's like usually I always come to the conclusion that I'm like, but at the end of the day, money talks. And I'm just like, the amount of viewers that Beyonce just brings to anything she announces she's going to even appear at triples, right? And so it's so interesting that they would even be willing to like play with their money just to like appease some people who are angry.
Because they don't think that she's going to do anything. I don't think.
I mean, she has shown before that she won't come to a Grammys. I don't know why that's not a threat to them. She's not come before.
She's just, I don't know. I think they're like, I feel like, I don't know.
The biggest flex is going to be is that for Act 3, she's going to be nominated for Best Rock Album and Album of the Year again, and she's going to win probably one of them, and she's going to appear via video satellite to accept it from her house. Or, what's even worse, there won't be any video satellite. It'll just be somebody saying, I'm going to accept this award on her behalf.
Or they won't give it to her because she's not in the
and
building.
She'll make a Parkwood post and a Beyonce post saying thank you. Like, literally, I could just see a world where she doesn't even give us a video, because people would go off just to tune in to see the video.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. Like, that's crazy.
I mean, it's disrespectful.
But again, it's like that's what they be doing. I mean, they're talking about get illegals out of this stolen land. Like, everything is gaslighting. Everything is like contradiction. Like, the LA protests happening in Los Angeles, California, like where every street name is, in Spanish, and it's like, and then you're talking about trying to get people out of here that made this state what it is and was a part of Mexico. Like, it's just like they do not have any shame, or like the gaslighting and the ownership of shit is insane to me. And I think it's just because I think it comes out of insecurity of not having, you know, like things that they have been the inventors of, you know?
Absolutely. And I just think, again, Beyonce, she knows her worth. That's one thing she's known. And so I think she will probably never show up to the Grammys again. I'm sure that,
I
like,
hope so.
she you know, like that people will make statements on her behalf like they did for many years, being like, this person should have won, or this is crazy to have a different category. And she will always win and rise above it. Like, I feel like that's one thing she can never do is like lose when when things like this happen. It's like, okay, the CMAs happen, she comes back winning album of the year, she's going on like a historical you know, concert run. She always ends up winning. So it's like they can do this, and the Grammys are, and then now the most awarded person of the Grammys ever is never showing up again, while continue to probably still win more Grammys.
Right. I'm like trying to look up like what does that even mean?
I'm sure they don't even have qualifiers for it yet. I also saw that they're adding best album cover
Cover. Yeah.
as like a one too, which I think is cool. Like, hopefully they give it to the actual artist of it, and
Mm-hmm.
not, or photographer, and not like the artist. Like, I think they should give it to the, when I say, sorry, the actual artist, I mean like the person who drew it or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
not the like singer. But I think it would be cool because it's like there's a chance for painters, photographers to like get a Grammy, which I think is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's cool, but I'm also just like whatever. Like this point, so it says traditional country includes country records that adhere to the more traditional sound structures of the country genre, including rhythm and singing style, lyrical content, as well as traditional country instrumentation such as acoustic guitar, steel guitar, fiddle, banjo. I don't know what that word is. Mandolin, piano, electric guitar, and live drums. And it also includes subgenres such as Western swing, and outlaw country. Whatever, Grammys, like we are over you at this
This
point.
is so ridiculous. Like, it's like, even hearing it, I was just like, whatever. I don't care.
Um
Moving on, but I just felt like that was extreme. Obviously, we all know what it is. Every black person sighed. Every black person knew what it was.
mhm.
Grammys have lost all credibility for many years now. This isn't new, and
Mhm.
so they're just kind of continuing to show their
It's just
ass.
like playing in her face while she's on tour doing a country album. Like, okay. Okay.
Exactly.
I got it.
And I'm like, again, at the end of the day, it's just like
You
Willie
need
Nelson,
Beyonce.
Willie
Okay.
Nelson and Dolly Parton, I feel like are considered like the mother and father of this, or at least of like
Yes.
contemporary as we know it country music, have given their stamp of approval. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
And
You
it's
know what I'm
also
saying?
just like y'all are just like
And then Linda Martell as
it's just
well.
like you guys could never you could never make a tyrant like a song like Tyrant
She's a
and
tyrant.
like just like with the like the violins and the fiddles and all that stuff you could never do that and so you're like okay I need to have a basic that's what it is it's like white and basic sorry
Whatever. Um, what's
uh
next?
I also wanted to I mean I'm happy to give any like little Diddy updates
Give some.
there has been a Jane Doe that's been on the stand for a few days now. I feel like it's been like all week.
And we know that to be the
No,
baby.
no, 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 no. We're not supposed to say it
Oh, okay.
because they can come after us.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, we know.
Yes,
Well,
like
yeah,
if we
whatever.
like get the identity, like if we like put out the identity, like they can like take federal action against people that like put out her name.
Oh, okay.
Um
I don't know her name. I was just gonna say who I know it. I think it is.
right. Which would sell her identity. But anyways, people have been connecting the dots, whatever. Her testimony has been very long, very just I don't know, like I don't know if she's been the best witness for the prosecution just because for one she's getting like Diddy's still paying her rent, her lawyer fees.
Currently,
Yes. Like, she was with him up till the very end. She was actually working with the defense before she got subpoenaed by the prosecution side.
I would be very cautious of what she says then, just because I mean, yes, she
yeah.
can't lie, but she has so many conflict of interest to
Oh
like
my God,
talk about Diddy
exactly.
in a
Which
specific
is why I
way
was like, why did
because
we
her
even get this
household is on the
girl?
line, her livelihood.
Oh my God. And that's like what it's been like. That's like what her testimony has been. It's just like she was doing these things because, she wanted to keep her livelihood. But there's definitely a lot of poking holes because it's like she would like suggest these things or just be like, I don't know, she would just do it. Huh?
When you say suggest these things, what do you mean by
Like
these things?
like she would be like, like, are we gonna have a fun night tonight? Like, like just try to like
Mm-hmm.
kind of insinuate things or bring up things. And she's like, well, I brought it up because I wanted to make him
Yeah,
happy, and
and he pays for my life.
he
This
pays
is
for
my
my
livelihood.
life. And
Like,
she was like, she would tell him that she didn't want to do stuff. She was definitely a very, like, she was very jealous of like the other people, like Carisha. She definitely brought up Carisha and like how she got to go buy like Chanel bags, and like she's
and
like,
why couldn't she do that? But Carisha could.
I don't know, like
I do think Carisha had a lot of privilege in her situation because Carisha at the time was City Girls, which was at the time
mm-hmm.
extremely popular. That I think Diddy knew there was possibly a certain line he could not cross with Carisha that he could with other people.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And so like, getting vacation, like he would go on vacation with Gina, and like she would like be
Gina, who's Gina?
Gina is one of the girlfriends that he has had, and like that was who he was telling, that's who Carisha was talking to when she said like, I'll make you eat my pussy, basically.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So
I thought
she
that was the Jane Doe. Sorry, so that's not okay. Keep going.
okay, yeah, no, that's not
Mm-hmm.
the Jane Doe. So yeah, so it's been interesting. It's been not, I don't know if it's been that helpful.
But what do they want her to like? What is the
Just
point of
show
her?
like coercion, and like just like she, was
Everything she did was
she
at the rule of Diddy because of the threat that she would lose her house, her
yes.
money, her career,
Yes.
whatever it was.
Yep. Yep. And she was an influencer, so that
It's
was like
something that like blows my mind, and I don't really think about, but just how
mhm.
much like how many lives people like Diddy or just like that, or not even like I don't even want to say people like Diddy. When I say I just mean like rich men. Like, so we're talking Diddy, but we're also just talking like rich people that
Mhm.
have that much money that they can completely rule someone's life.
Alexis.
Like, I'm gonna pay for your car, your house. I'll even give you a salary. I'll even pay
She
for your
was like,
mother's
I
hospital
want
bill.
10. Can I
I'll
have
pay.
10? She was like, can I have 15K for my birthday? Like, just for like to have a good night, like it
Right.
was like she wanted a $15,000 allowance. He gave her 10K. Like, it was like, it is just crazy, like it is wild. And
It's wild, and
she
it's
wanted
just
to be, a lot of them were like wanting to be his main
girl. Yeah.
girl. And it was like, she wasn't.
Who was the
And
main girl during this time? I guess Carisha. I guess publicly it looks like that.
publicly, yeah. So I'm sure there was a lot of drama. But again, a lot of these girls were, continued to be with him
Money,
he got
rent,
arrested,
bills. Yeah.
Yeah, like
I
until he
mean,
got arrested.
I think that it's fascinating. It's just fascinating, but I don't think I think
um
that I can't imagine on the jury hearing that like well up until the arrest like he's been paying for everything, he's still paying for everything. That looks good for Diddy because it still
mhm,
just looks like the
right.
amount of power he has is so displayed
Mhm.
and how he can easily abuse it.
And it was definitely, I mean, he it's just very apparent like his um I think Diddy just likes men. Like, like I think he
Diddy
he
just
le-
you're talking about
I
Diddy being gay?
Yes.
And why do you say that?
Well, he just seemed to be very fascinated with like
Men having
black.
sex.
Yes, just like watching men having sex, like, using their cum and their finishing, like, afterwards and wanting to like plan it or whatever. And like, that was like, and like one of the guys, Paul, he was his trainer and he became one of their like escort people. So it's like, okay, so he's like, yeah, I'm with Paul right now. Like we're exercising, like, like let's have a night tonight. You know what I mean? Like it's like, and like he also very weird because he nicknames things, stuff, like everything has a night. Like it's like they have like sober nights, they have like hotel nights, obviously they have like whatever, like it's just like, why does everything have to have like a nickname? He called her, like she was like, I'm gonna call, this was on a voice note, by the way. He was like, I'm gonna call, like last night was so fun, like you're my crack pipe, like that's what I'm gonna call you, crack pipe or CP.
What is
Like
wrong with him? Like, and this, and mind you, this is a 50-something-year-old man talking like this. It's disgusting.
yeah, so
We're
I
not
just,
talking
it's
a
very
13-year-old.
interesting. The other thing that was interesting is that apparently Kanye tried to come to the court yesterday to like show support, but like wasn't allowed
Support
in by
for
the
who? Which side? For Diddy or the
Of
other?
course, Diddy. Of course, Diddy.
Oh,
But yeah,
God.
she was coming to show support. He wasn't let in by the prosecution, allegedly. The other thing that was interesting is that in the defense, in their questioning, they brought up like they brought up that she went to another couple's freak off. So they're like, well, you went to another person's like freak off, like another celebrity, well-known celebrity couple's freak off in Las Vegas, like during this time. So people are like putting two and two together. It was like, okay, like she's talking about Kanye and Bianca Censori. And I like that makes sense too, because, and I didn't even know this until I
Kanye needs
watched
to stop.
Armand's videos, is that, I mean, he said, he was like, apparently he's been quoted to say like, I've done, like I do everything Diddy does or something like that.
And I
But
mean, it's very apparent. Like everyone thinks that whatever, what's her name, Brianna,
Bianca.
Bianca is a hostage basically at this point. Like, you know, so
So last thing I'll say is that his album, like first he was wearing a shirt that said a cuck on it, which is like a cuckold. And that's basically what Diddy does. And then his album was named that. So it's just like, okay, y'all do this. And apparently like she like
they would
showed
benefit
her
from a
boo.
program. There's like way too much like like addiction to sex here.
Oh my goodness. I mean, Kanye, he has talked about his porn addiction since he started.
I mean,
So
you can
it's,
see that by just Bianca walking out the house. Like the way that he forces her to dress, and we know he does because he said that she has been like uncomfortable.
so yeah, it's,
It.
yeah, I don't know what the hell Kanye has going on, but he really needs to, he knows that if he can get in trouble for that, like I'm sure he can get in
And
trouble for
trust me,
that.
it will be very hard to find a jury that's sympathetic to Kanye.
All
Just because
right.
you like, I feel like Diddy, yes, he has had a bad reputation, but Kanye at this point has like, this is his reputation now. Is like being
Mm-hmm.
crazy, doing like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, whatever different crazy things. So it's just like, I think it would be hard
I
for a
wonder if
jury.
he's scared to go to jail.
I'm sure some days he is and some days he isn't.
That's so crazy.
Like, I'm sure some days he's like, you know, I am the jail. And then some other days he's like, you know, God, please protect me out of this. And I never, you know, so it's just like,
Alexis. But anyways, okay, so yeah, that was Diddy. I mean,
the little Diddy update.
I was gonna ask, oh yeah, a couple other things I want to ask you. Did you watch the BET Awards? I did not.
I did not, but if I had, like, I have a lot of, like, I've seen clips and
Yeah,
stuff.
tell us your
So,
thoughts, because I haven't watched
well,
clips
I feel like they could have done better promotion because I'm like,
for sure. I had no idea.
I am a music awards show watcher, and
Me too.
I feel like usually I know when the BET Awards are happening.
For sure.
This was the first time where it was like I found out the day of that it was happening that day.
I found out while it was happening.
I found out like probably an hour before like it's happening, and then I was like, I'm not like I have plans. But I thought the concept was fantastic, like the 106 in Park, like remembering and honoring 106 in Park, like that is a classic BET.
I just heard that because of I listened to the read. Yeah, like I didn't know
it's right. It's a classic BET show. Everybody, of course, like that. We used to watch it. Like I thought it was great, and then to have the performers be like past number one like chart holders of 106 in Park is a fantastic idea because it allowed us to hear songs we love, but also Keisha Cole came back, Anne-Marie came back, B2K came back, Maya came back. I feel like there was one other person where I was like, oh my gosh, but I say that to say, and they all did really good. Like it seems like the mic was on, like it was great. But I was just kind of like, wow, like, I hate to say this, but I was like, the BET Awards have really fallen off. I hate to say it because it was just
it's sad though, because apparently it was such a good show.
It looked
like Stevie Wonder was there, Mariah Carey was there, Jamie Foxx.
Mariah Carey got honored. Like
Jamie Foxx got honored, apparently.
I think that it was a fantastic show, but I couldn't help but think, damn, it's really fallen off because I feel like, I mean, there was one time where it's like the BET Awards was the BET Awards. Like Beyonce's there, Jay-Z is there, Kanye's there. I'll never forget that. It was like the first row it was like Kim, Kanye, Jay-Z, Beyonce, and you knew when it was. Like there was no promotion. I feel like all the red carpet interviews I was finding was of T.I. and Tiny's kid getting like interviewed. Like, I was just kind of like, it has fallen off. Like, and
it's sad because if the promotion was there, I don't think we would be saying this.
I agree, but I feel like
because Kendrick was there, like people showed up.
I was like, I didn't even know Kendrick was there.
Oh yeah, he won like a whole bunch of awards, but
I love him, but I'm like, are they still giving him awards for They Not Like Us? I feel like they did it last year.
I think he got it for GNX.
Oh, okay. Album. I'm about to say, I'm like, we get it, but no, I mean, I saw that.
Oh my god!
I don't know. It's just I used to love the BET Awards, and that used to be like a moment for me. So that was just kind of weird to me that I didn't know about it.
Yeah, and I feel because I'm also not the type to like go back. Like
same.
I'm just like I don't feel like once the moment's gone, I don't really, unless it's Beyonce.
As iconic as 106 in Park was, that should have been all over my feed for weeks leading up. Like, or go break Free and AJ, even a video and a TikTok from them on my For You page. Like, why have I not seen anything?
I'm like, did they use all their budget for the red carpet? Because like the carpet was different. It was like giving like Vanity Fair kind of look. Apparently they had like a dress code that like had to like, look like they were dressed up for an event. It's sad because it does feel like it's fallen off, but it's like it didn't have to be like this. You guys like made viewership very low because you didn't you didn't tell us that there should have been a TikTok commercial, like telling us like the BET Awards are coming on, blah blah blah.
It's very strange to me, and so it's something that I'm like they have to improve in the future, because I was like I didn't know it was going to happen, and I do feel like there has to be some type of research, like something has to happen, a renaissance with the BET Awards where it becomes like elite again. And I don't even like to use the word elite, but it's like there has to be something that makes it less dismissive for people, I guess.
I think it's truly just marketing dropped the ball. Thank you so much for listening. Remember to email us your discussion topics at whoamitojudgepod@gmail.com. Also, remember to subscribe to Who Am I to Judge podcast on Spotify and everywhere you get your podcast. If you love us, please rate us and review. And if you don't, leave us alone. Tell a friend to tell a friend. See y'all next week. Bye, friends.